On this week's episode, we're changing out the plastic door handles inside and outside for metal ones. So if you own a Samurai, especially guys in the north where it's colder, chances of breaking off these inner and outer door handles is pretty good. You seen a video a few weeks back when I pulled the Zook out of the snowbank, talked about the motor swap that I'm going to be doing. I actually reached in from the passenger side door, reached across here, went to pull this door open, snapped that sucker right off, and it wasn't even that cold outside. Just years of fatigue and whatnot, and they get weak and they break. So I got a hold of Roadless Gear in Montana, ordered up a couple of these metal door handles, and they're actually metal, not plastic. And we're gonna install them here today. I'll show you how it's done. Pretty simple job, I think. I've never done it before, so you're gonna be watching it the first time with me. The first thing we gotta do to change these door handles is remove the outer panel, door handle, window crank, and this assembly here. And then we can get to the inner door and pop this stuff apart and change it out. Okay, I lost audio on the driver's side, so I'm just gonna video this side just so you guys can see what's going on. So you get all your screws off, you got your door handles off and everything like that. And then you just pop your door panel off. You're gonna wanna try and peel off this plastic here, if you still even have it, and try and preserve it. If not, it's not a big deal. You can just get yourself some poly and reinstall the plastic. But I'm gonna try and save it. Save myself a little time. Okay, so you got your plastic peeled down. Now you just go ahead and remove your outer door handle and your inner door handle. Pretty simple. So inside the door handle you can see this actuator here. That needs to be popped free. It can be kind of a pain in the butt. There we go. Got that broke free. Take your 10mm. Break them free. And the door handle should just come right on out. There's your door handle. There's the old door handle. It was actually still okay. It was still working, but the wife was having a real hard time opening the door. So what I'm thinking was probably going on is it's probably stretched and it's probably just about ready to break. So we're just going to install a whole new door handle. So here it is. Here's the whole new door handle, and we're just going to pop it in and hook it back up. Another thing I found is these rivets, the rivet heads are just a little too wide and you just can't get it in the door. So what I did is I just took the die grinder and I ground them down a little bit more, and now they should just pop right in. Just like that. Bolt her back up, hook up the linkage, and see how the door works. Could maybe be a little higher, I think. I think we could adjust that rod in here a little bit higher yet. So it's just a matter of basically prying it out of there. So once you got it separated, you just need to turn this little rod around. It's a little tricky with the camera in here, so. There we go. So we took it one more full turn. And then you just want to get her lined up back in there. And then we'll just pry it back in. Just like that. That's nice. I like the way that works. So let's remove this one here. It's the old Phillips screwdriver. Or not. Okay, so these little bolts are super stubborn. I tried by hand. I tried with my little impact, like my little 1/4" impact. Now I'm using my big impact. But you gotta be real careful. Push real hard into it and just give it a bump, because you don't wanna try and break these off. Woo! And that actually worked. I've twisted lots off trying to do that way, but it actually worked. Get these off, you just have to retract this spring and this washer. Come on. And then you just pivot it out of the way. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pry this top one off. Try to. There we go, pried it out. And then we just gotta try and get this, there we go. Bottom one out. Okay, here's a problem I see right now. There's the new door handle. There's the old door handle. See the problem? No thing for the lock, the door lock. That sucks. But all it really is a long pin. Okay, so here's my solution to the problem. This pin, I had to grind it off so I could drive the pin out. Obviously the pin for this one was too short. The pin for this one was the right length. But once I ground it off, you couldn't pin it no more. So all I did, if you can see that, is I just gave it a little tack weld. And I reused the old bracket. That way everything should line right back up. So let's go ahead and reinstall this. Okay, so here's another little snag I ran into trying to put this back down in there, because it's not plastic, it has no give. And there was no spot in here that you could run this rod back down into the door handle. So what I did is I took the die grinder and I ground a little notch out of the old bracket. That way you line up the hole on the door handle with the notch and you drop her in there. Then you just swing it around and get your spring back in. There she is, nice and good again. So now let's just try and drive this back down in there. That's gonna be tricky. There we go. You can kind of see where it used to sit, so we're gonna just try and line that back up. It's another good reason to reuse your old brackets. And we'll just make sure this works. Beautiful. All right, now so we got the door handles are all working. The door lock works. That was modified. The outside door handle's on. Now we're just gonna re-seal this plastic. I tried to take it off real gentle so I didn't wreck the plastic. And I'm just using, this is just what I use, is an acoustic sealant. It's like a synthetic rubber and it kind of stays gummy. And you just spread it on and try not to get it in our rib nut holes. That should do for that. Okay, now that we had success for that, we're just gonna put our door panel back on. And we'll try her out and everything should be good. Okay, so we got her all done here. Door handle works super again. So I just want to say these brackets are pretty well useless. I never even used them on my install, and I had to actually drill the hole out in the door handle itself a little bit bigger so that the original pins would go through. These brackets are a little different. They're stepped. My original brackets aren't stepped at all. So if it's possible, at all possible, to buy just the handle, buy just the handle, drill it out, and do like how I showed you to modify this original bracket to fit this handle and the door lock and stuff. Now I don't know if the US models or maybe the Asian models or whatever are different and they don't have the door lock there. I don't know. But for us here in Canada, that's what I had to do. So if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead, share, like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. Give me a thumbs up. Go ahead, look in the description below for the link to my store. You can pick up shirts and hoodies. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Fabbin_Adventures. And we'll catch you guys in the next week's episode.